Okay. Good morning, Rabbi Dubov.
Good morning.
Fine. So, Rav Chazan, I guess start. Let me see.
We go, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just. Maybe we should text Avi just make sure see if he's about to come on. Okay. Fine. We're doing a Chazara anyway. So.
Yeah, fine. Okay, hasoiche is a poil, shtina mit gimel, soiche is a poil, vo a poil, lachzor kodem shischil oi achar kein. Hasoicher es a poil, behitu es balabais, oi balabais hitu oisom, ein lohem ze elo, lohem ze al ze elo, tarumis.
Yeah, which is funny because it sounds like such a simple statement
Yeah, it's a general
until you
statement.
hit this man the shach.
Yeah, that's not so posh. Okay.
Fine. So basically,
On a very posh level, that's what it is.
right, we're talking about this by
Two is the best thing would be like misled. It's not exactly
Yeah, they tricked.
deceived. They deceived, I think. No, to deceive somebody.
Each other.
Okay.
Yeah,
Before we do that, more.
So obviously we're talking about that as the Burim Balma, right? Because you know that if there was kesef, it would be they would get a, what do you call it, Mishpat. If it was a kinyan, it's mamish. There's no going back. So obviously we're talking about by the Burim Balma. So ein lohem ela tarumis.
When do we say that there is that Mishpat when he made it Kenyan?
Mishpat, no. If he made a
he didn't even make a Kenyan, no.
Mishpat is when he gave money, he paid but did not make a kinyan. So now he could get his money back. He could say, "We never make a kinyan. Give me my money back."
Right.
There's no kinyan. So
right.
He can do that, but he gets a mish. And why? Because remember back then we learned that really kesef should conclude the deal.
Right.
Really, it should, but Chazal made it that you have to also make a kinyan. So therefore he gets a mishapara because it's already more than diburim ba'alma.
Even though midoraisa he made a kinyan by giving the money, but the Chachomim made it that he should make a kinyan also. And if he didn't make a kinyan and he went back, even though midoraisa he doesn't have any rights to go back midoraisa because kesef is koine.
Right, but being with
Takonos Chazal, he does go back, and then you get to give him a mishapara.
On the other hand, the burim ba'alma, there's no mishapara, and you have and you don't have really no kinyan, not amididaisa, not the Chazal kinyan, nothing.
But then that's tarumas. That's taruma.
Yeah. Your person doesn't keep your word. So in those cases, it depends if you did it, if you went back on your word with a reason.
Yeah.
Then it's just ruach chachamim le'naychem menu. If you did it without a good reason, then you're a mechusar amona. You have a name as a cheat.
This is in what case is this? Diburim ba'alma.
Yes, even by diburim ba'alma, it's not nothing. Because
I thought you said that diburim ba'alma is enro lo tarumas.
So yeah, that's by a seich and apel. But I'm saying, let's say it was metaltlin or whatever, which really is the same thing. So it depends.
So maybe enro lo tarumas.
Enro tarumas, he's implying that's going to be part of the whole conversation. This man the shach. Enro tarumas. Now the question becomes: what means ein l'tarum is? It because we know that a seiches apel is like metaltalin. So hang on a
Correct.
second. So is he not a mechusar amana? Right. So that's going to be
Yeah.
a discussion that according to which shita that no ein l'tarum is according to one sheet is going to mean that mamish ein lo l'tarum is. He's
Not, not even,
not
not even,
even mechusar amana, and the other there's going to be no even mechusar amana. We just say ein lo tarumis as opposed to there being a financial, meaning he's only.
or as opposed as to saying Mishpat also, which is a step higher.
Yeah. McKinzogan also right. Let's say he gave Kasef and he didn't make a kinyan or whatever. Fine.
Eno tarumas and not Mishpat and
Not
even not
Kasef.
Kesef also not.
But it's Ken Zayin that is not a mechusar amona.
So
Okay.
Kenza, yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
Smeh.
Okay. Zog this man. Eno tarumas zog this man. Loshen hatur. איזה מהם שבו לחזור הרשוס ביודוי, שיוכל לומר הבעל הבית לפועל, הזכיר עצמך במוקם אחר, והפועל יאמר לבעל הבית, סב וזכוי לך פועל אחר.
Right.
Hello. So they can mutually tell each other, go find a job or go get yourself another, right.
The implication here is that it's easy to do so, and therefore,
Right.
no, what do they call it? No foul, no harm.
No var. And here the Smet doesn't differentiate between who can say to who. Later we are to learn that it's more embarrassing for the balabos to go al apsochim looking for workers than a worker looking for a job. A worker looking for a job is more. It's less of an embarrassment.
But in the Losh Natur is not mashma any.
It's not mashma exactly. אלא שיש על החויזר תרומס בשביל התוירach. That's
that the shop's going to go into. Well, what are we talking about with all that?
Right. Okay, but bepashtus, the Smeh is saying the tarumas bishvil hatoirach, right?
Yeah.
That's a tarumas. Tarumas is because of the.
Because now I thought I had it all set up. It's a hassle, Pashut.
Yeah.
A hassle. I have to go find. I'm not going to lose out. I'm going to be able to go right away and find either another worker or another job.
Right.
So, but Pashut, it's a hassle. I already have.
It is a hassle, right? But it's not enough to charge somebody. That's why it says elo tarumas.
I'm not losing out financially.
Exactly. Because after beprisha the mashekosov hareshus beyodei lachzor mashma the less beyafilu mishum bechusre amona. It's not even considered like a the sviralon de lo yomru kein elo keshechoize midvorov bedover shein bo toyeles. Now he's making a hagdora over here.
Right.
He's saying it's nicht so pos. It's time in the Welt time to be choizer. You are mishum bechusre amona.
And even though the lotion of the tour is horishus biyodi.
He makes a blank statement.
Yeah.
He doesn't say anything.
Like it's okay.
Exactly.
So
then you say, but if there's a toyeles, then you don't have mechusra amona.
Right, and that's also mashma the tour because the tour's explanation of why it is shus biyadi is that the balabas can tell him to go find another job, or he can tell the balabas to find another worker, and it's easy to do so. They can both find another thing. Is mashma if you can't find, if you cannot find another thing, then it's not the same case.
He's quoting now a tour, Sof Simon Resh Dalad, right?
Which we learned before.
Yeah, כשנשתנה השור, לסבה משום מחוסר המון. What's meant to שנשתנה השור? השער. Oh, when the prices changed.
Right. So now, like we said before, that.
So then he's saying, why do I have to work for you for $10 an hour? I can work by Yenem for $20 an hour.
That is, and this is how the tour holds. Because remember, there's two svaris on this. One svara holds, even if you have a reason, you're still in mechusar amona. The tour goes according to the shita that holds that if you, we're talking about now in Reish Daled, we're talking about Inos Dvorim. That we're talking about that there's a shita which the Tur holds by, that if you backed out of a deal which was diburim ba'alma, if you backed out of a deal and you had a reason to do so, then
Yeah,
you're not a mechusar amoneh. So, for
yeah,
example, in that case was that the shar changed, the market price changed. Well, of course, I'm backing out because when we were talking about when we were talking about the deal, I had full intent to follow up on it. I'm not a mechusar amoneh, but what the market prices changed.
right. I mean, so the same thing as the poil can say, I'm backing out because you want to pay me $10 an hour when I can work for $20 an hour, because
Right,
right.
right down the block, it turns out I can find somebody who'll pay me 12.
Or more, whatever. But
Whatever.
but then likewise, the employer can turn around to the potential worker
I found someone
and
cheaper.
say, why do I have to pay you $15 an hour? I can get a Mexican to work for $10 an hour.
Right.
The marshal.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Right.
not saying
No,
that's just like an example, right?
that's the whole politics in the United States now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can make it.
Oh, they're taking our jobs to face. Listen, he's willing to do just as good a job as you for less money. Why I'm not going to take him?
So anyway, but kids, that's the so it's a yoitze from the tour, what the tour and the Ramos says previously, that when Shinishtane Hashar les be mishum mechutz ve'amona.
Right. Why? Because there's a reason. So now the Smez is going to suggest that according to the Torah, it'll be the same thing here. V'hachinami,
And
kishatei.
what case was talking about over there that we're
It
saying
was
it's
talking about metaltalin. It was talking about buying.
over there means buying
Yeah.
the government metaltalin.
But
Yeah.
as we'll see further, even I think in the Ramah or whatever, that Scutus Pelem is like metaltalin. It's basically the same rules as metaltalin.
Yes. Okay. Okay, משום מיוחס המונה, הוכי נמי כשחויזר בעל הבייס, משום שאין צורך להם, אוי שנמצא פועלם בזול יויסר, אין צורך להם is the same thing as cheap. Because if he doesn't, why should he pay money for employees that he's not going to be using? He's going
Right.
to be
Then
losing
I
money.
thought I thought there was work or whatever.
Yeah,
I thought I needed this place to be washed. It turns out overnight there was a big rainstorm and it washed everything. And
yeah,
now I don't need, so why I should pay? I'm not backing out because I intended fully to take you for this thing, but the situation changed.
right. והוכי נמי כשחויזר בעל הבייס, משום שאין צורך להם, אוי שנמצא פועלם בזול יויסר, לפי זה לא יודע, החולקים שם, כשכוס מורם שם, שיש חולקים בזה, חולקים גם כאן. What if they argue over there?
Right.
What do the Cholkim say over there? That even Kanishtana is also it's also
That's not
considered.
still Nechus Ramona. Yeah,
It's,
exactly.
uh-huh.
So he's saying since the rules over there and over here are the same, so here also there's so according to
The Shafilu Kashinishtana Ashar.
Nishtana Hashad is not Mechusar Amone. They'll hold here is not Mechusar Amone. But those who hold that Nishtana Hashad is Mechusar Amone, they'll hold also in these cases here that he's still a Mechusar Amone. Why? Because your word is your word. I'm sorry, you got to keep your word.
Yeah,
Interestingly, the Alter Rebbe,
yeah.
I believe he holds like the Tur Halacha, but he also warns very
Not to.
specifically
Yeah.
about someone keeping his word, even if something changed that really you have to keep your word.
Okay, 1 second.
So then the question becomes, so according to that Yesh Emrim,
Yeah.
how are we going to explain Ein Lahem El Tarumis? You just said you're a Mechusar Amoneh. So what do you mean Ein El Tarumis? It's not true. There's also Mechusar Amoneh, according to that Yesh Emrim.
So when it says over here, Ein Tarumas, it's a loimer lafukei tvias momen.
Right.
Mechutz Ramona Gamken,
Right. So
Gamze ve Gamze.
according to the first Yesh Emrim,
Yeah.
you'll say it means mamish ein el tarumis. According to the Yashemrim, they say it's not mamish ein el tarumis, but lafuke. There's no what's it called? Tvias mamin ein element el tarumis. Aber chusra amon it's da.
Very good. Okay, Amrus Ramona Gamken Yesh so Bemela it's not a problem. The lotion is not a problem. Veho דאין, והול דאין להם תביעת מום זה על זה, יסבור בסויף שחר זה, דהיינו דווקא בשלוי גורם שחויזר הזק לאידוך.
All of this is talking about where there's
It
damage.
just generally when there's no damages,
Right.
when you're incurring any,
If
that,
there was a financial damage of some sort, like you had Nisakumim, the guy rented a car already for this thing, he's out money, he's whatever. Then it goes without saying you have to. There's going to be a case
fine.
for recouping his damages.
Okay, jetzt, ich bin great learning the Shach, yeah? Ready?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do, I think we should do the Shach now, no? Do you want to go continue the,
Thing.
because it's halasar, it's
Yeah.
okay, let's go. Elo tarumas, sheyochel balabais lo imar lapoyel, הזכיר עצמך במקום אחר, וגם הפועל אומר בעל הבית, ושכיר לך פועל אחר. זה אלו שיש על החויזה תרומס בשביל התוירך עד כאן לא של הטור, which is effectively what the Smeh
Yeah.
brought also. והוא בדברי הראש, the tool brings this from his father, right? משמע מלשוינם שכוסו בשביל התוירך, משום שינוי דייתם לקה. Just
It's
because he changed his mind, it's not that doesn't suffice that elotarumas because of that.
right, meaning I'm going to have the hassle of actually finding a worker as opposed to oh, my mind was already settled that this is what I'm doing, and now you're like essentially you're flustering me. You're flustering me.
Right.
I already had my mindset, and now you're changing stuff around on me. You're making me nervous, right? People get nervous sometimes, and you change things around on them. So he's saying, so it's mashma that it's dafke b'shul haterech that I push it.
Very good, and not because she died them.
Yeah.
Very good. That's the
because we'll see in other cases we see taka there's an issue of shinui daitam.
Right. Dafür gab der Leil Simon Shinud Aleph Sif Vov. Gabe Sfino Kosovo Rosh Vehatur Vemechaber the Yeshalov Tarumas Mishum Shinud Daitom. Just for flustering, right?
Yeah.
The Daitom Dishacher Shiny Hostam given to Porco Bechatzi Haderech var Hirgil Atzmo Chatzi Haderech Mashenkin Hochos Shechoizer Miyad before anything. Before
right there. So his question is like this: is in the case of the Sfina, we see that even the Tur Alain
because of Shinu Daitom.
Does so why now is he saying and the Rosh also they use that word, so why now the Torah is changing the Lashon to Bishvil HaTeirach? Why
so we have to be mechalik so shani hosam
there
even sheporko b'chatzi haderech kvar hirgi atzmo b'chatzi haderech
already well on the way.
Shechoizer miyad.
You get much more flustered when you're already you're sitting. He's settled in. He already knows what he's going to do. He already has everything lined up. It's a whole. It's different.
But the question's like this. I understand what he says. I understand over there when you're on deck and in the middle of the thing. But what's with tarumas you have there also, no, or not?
Yeah,
you have gamze, no?
But the question is over there. The reason given for the tarumes is shinidas. So his question is, why by the tarumis over there you're saying because of shinidas, and here you're saying because of the teirach? And the answer was in the case of a sfina, you have
very good.
In this case, where he canceled on him immediately, there is no shinidas, and therefore he brings the reason of that the tarumis is not because of shinidas, but rather because of teirach.
Okay, very good. Mashenkin hocho shechoise miyad rufi zeh hechadein kan tircho kegoin shemotzin balabais acher lehaskir etz atzmon en lo malov afilu tarumas echnish v'ken kosov ha'nimuk yosef perek kaumnin, right?
If you were saying shinui das,
is because tircha. So in the case you don't have tircha, you don't have tarumas.
Right. What if it's taka no tircha? So if it's no tircha, it won't be even tarumis. Yeah.
Yeah, but could there be an instance of hechatimtza where you don't have tircha, but you have but you have
yes,
shinudas, you could have that, right?
By a sfina. By a sfina. Let's say there's a guy standing right there who wants the rest of the trip. So in that case, shinidas you'll have and tircha you won't have. by a ship, you could have this. That
Mm-hmm.
even though there's no tircha, there will still be tarumis. Why? Because of shinidas.
Why do you say there will be no tircha?
Because let's say there's a guy standing right there who wants to hide
Oh,
him.
in a case where you don't have tircha, yeah.
Yeah, and this guy and he tells the guy, "What do you mean? But you booked me for to go all the way from here to Eretz Yisrael, and now here in Cyprus you're jumping off. What am I supposed to do?" And now there's another guy standing there, and he says, "Wait a second, you're going to you have a trip. I need to go to Eretz Yisrael." Fine, perfect. Okay, so he doesn't have tircha there, but he will still have shinidas there, and he
Very
will
good.
still have tarumis.
Right.
Now, the
Gabe,
funny thing, the funny
okay.
thing is,
So you
the
say the
funny
Alter Rebbe says what? What do you say the
my
Alter Rebbe says?
question, my question is, who cares? Why do I care so much if there's going to be tarumis or not? There's no nafkamin to tarumis. Tarumis, elo tarumis and ein afilu tarumis is what nafkamin is there between the two?
Goed, is open pavos, weil I think you'll answer it, or I didn't see it inside, but you brought it a few times, what the Alter Rebbe says. It's a dishkan shena zach suton.
Meaning, very good. So we know that he's not gonna. So mechusar amona he's not gonna have. But what? But we said that even when there's not mechusar amona, there's ein ruach chazal naichem mimeno.
Of
So
course,
that's the nafkamina. The nafkamina here is if there's no tircha at all over here, it's gonna not even be ein ruach chachamim naichem mimeno.
I hold for you to understand this din, you have to be a Hasidic Yid. Otherwise, you
Otherwise, there's no
you can
nafkamina.
be maneuvered b'shus HaTorah.
Right.
Like many other things, the hetef adem.
No, so this is very good because what the Alter Rebbe is saying, you have to be very careful about your words. So
Yeah,
if we're saying ainly afilu tarumis, it means it's mamish garnished. Even though there's no financial nafkamina v'chulu v'chulu,
yeah.
but over here, but over here,
If you look in Igeza Tshuva about the things that you do Tshuva, he goes through the list. Not only Isur the Rais, the Rabbanan, and it goes through the whole list.
yeah.
Between the lines, you'll read that this is also included.
Right, but I think the Lashon Shulchan Aruch that would be the nafkamina. It would be ruach chachamim.
And yeah, of course not.
Or no, if there's ainly afilu taromais, then it's mamish. Not even you're not even a person who goes back on your word legamre.
Right? That's not even bedakus the dakus.
Right. Yeah.
In dakus the dakus echnish. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
If you didn't worry him and you didn't, there was no tircha for him.
There was no you didn't worry him as
You
mamish.
didn't, no money loss and stuff like that. So
Fine.
avada.
It's like and you go and you tell him, listen, my thing is my work that I have for you isn't here, and I go, oh no, no, don't worry, I just spoke to my neighbor and he has for your work for today. Oh, good, fine, no problem. There's no
I want to tell you something.
Done.
I want to tell you something. But did he have a friend of mine who gave his chairs to be fixed to a Shlamazel in Crown Heights when Zalman Shimon was and between you and me, the man showed get off on Parnosa. So my friend gave him the chairs. He didn't do a good job. I said, I don't want to pay you until you do. So he tried. But ik heb een posje als je gelinkt bij de hand. And he
do a good job. Yeah.
So Zalman Shimon called my friend over, and he told him, "Listen, Ikaradin, you don't have to pay him.
Right.
Please pay him." So the Mensch hat dich kapanosa. Hat dich kapanosa. Du weißt, das Schlicker Schlamazel zwischen dir und mir gerät. It's not that he purposely, if you give it to him another 10 times, he's still not going to fix the chairs better. But he has a stub mit Kinder. Yeah. Do it for him.
Funny, here we had the other way around.
Wow.
No, here we had he passed away already, but during COVID, we had like a master chair. He chairs, tables, these things.
Fantastic.
He was like a craftsman shein kamayu. Like the finest. This he would mamish like you wouldn't be able to tell that it was that it was redone. He could take with antiques, with things. He was so perfect.
Wow. Very few of them around.
Times I would go, and this time I would sit in his shop, and we would speak Hasidus, whatever. But just to watch him like working and sanding the stuff in such God with such fine hands.
Very few of them around. There are not too many people like who can do that, Okay, lass mir gehen weiter, yeah?
By the way, with this Abdallah Shimon story, is it's classic based in making pshatas,
Well,
Lamana Shalom,
this is Lefnim Meshuras Adin. He did Lefnim.
No, I understand. I probably would have done the
There's
same
no
anyway.
Pshara, there's nothing. He conceded to him, and he told him,
Right, he didn't. No. Listen. It's not. It's not that he because like we learned a dayan, right? And we learned this by a no. A dayan is
yeah.
not, or by halvois. A dayan is not allowed to favor the poor person. But this
He
is
said,
hold on. Make it in your take right. What I'm asking you is now that you're right. Let me ask you a different thing.
yeah. He says out of the shaila, out of the pshara, nothing to do with this. Do it for me. I think he even offered to give him the money to give to him. If you don't want to give, I'll give you money to give.
I'll give you the money, but like this, right?
Get the money over to him. If you want, I'll get the money for him. You know.
Like this, you retain his parnasa and you retain his covet also. Like he doesn't.
Yeah. That's it was a very sensitive issue. Anyway, this is what it is. This is like you said. No, there's no favoritism. This is Okay, so it says that the I mishkach la goyro ein lo afilu tarumas. You see, this is mamish a case. Ve'achkach paisuhu kiven dein.
So this is so then I was wrong because you would think that the shini, meaning that because he says if he finds him another passenger, there is no tarumis there. So that means even shini das doesn't apply there.
I think over there is no shinui das. Nisha pshat that there's that tircha is nicht gewesen, shinui das is ja gewesen und it bemele nicht stocken tarumes, chotz afilus varan shinui das. No, the Metzias was that he wasn't even startled because since there was no tircha, the Metzias was that he wasn't startled. I think that's pshat because it doesn't make sense to say that he was still startled. If he's still startled, so then
right.
I think so. No, I mean let's be medayik in the lotion.
No,
only when
there's no tircha. Fine.
Yeah.
So
right?
Where do you have that?
Tarumas, Mishum, Tiludas, Balabais. I put here, last time we learned that there was still Shinui, Das. The way we learned last time.
So look, so fine, yeah. So, the im mashkach la geire, ein lo yolav al tarumis.
Paisur kiven shen all of afilu tarum. Oh, it means achach paisuhu from the startledness.
Yeah, so he right because he was up.
Yes.
I put food and stores and things to last for a whole trip, and now you're changing on me. And what do you call?
He's saying like this.
No, don't worry. I found another person who's gonna take over the other half of my trip.
So here you learn out lemafreya he was befayasim. This is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Elo beachach paisuhu kiven shein alav. muss man sagen, so wenn ihr שהוא מפרש שינו דייטום גב הספינו, כתוב בשרש"י, דלא שייך רק גב הספינו, אין שם. So, no, the answer he's giving over here clearly is telling us that the reason why there is no Shinui Das over here, even though there was Bemetzios, but why that doesn't give him even Tarumas is because when he was Mephayas him afterwards, Lemafreya, retroactively,
right, you're right. So it's almost like he's asking, hang on a second. So we see it's the same here and there.
Yeah.
Because
over there he was Mephiasim.
Just like here, if he got rid of the tircha, over there so the same thing. He got rid of the shini das. He's like, no, it's not the same. Tircha, if you find him another thing, there isn't tircha in the first place.
Right.
Here, the takis still is shini das. Only what he was Mephiasim afterwards.
So I think, can you take away the Shinui Das through Pius? Is that what he wants to say?
Well, he's what
Is that when he says the answer that
that's what
he
he's trying
gives?
to figure out. He's trying to understand the how because from the words from the Nemuki Yosef there,
Yeah.
right? The Nemuki Yosef there, it sounds like wait, so there's no difference between right between Tircha and Shini Das. Right here, we just said that there is different because there it's Shini Das and here it's Tircha. Right? And what's the nafkamina going to be? The nafkamina is going to be that over here, if you
Yeah.
found another worker, the tircha's gone, no problem. By Yasfina, it's still going to be a problem. But then the Nemuki Yosef brings that no, it's by Yasfina, it's still not going to be a problem. So he's saying then what's the nafkamina? So maybe we can say that over there really there is shinidas, but he was mefayisim after.
And that's why now they was him. There's not even any tarumas. That's what I'm saying.
But fine, but then he's going to try to explain how the Nemuki Yosef holds that maybe right v'nira shul mefarish shini daitem gab bisvina kepirish Rashi.
Yeah,
Rak gab bisvina. And that's why over there he uses one lashon, and here he uses a different lashon because by a sfina you have a thing of shini das. By not a sfina you don't have a thing of shini das. So he can't say shini das because shini das applies only by a sfina. If you want to say
that's who's mechalech is this Rashi?
that's Rashi so holds, right? So he says the Shach is saying so maybe we could say that the Nemuki Yosef is holding according to Rashi.
Okay, so and that's why he holds over here the Hakam. The originally there was Shinui Das, right?
Yeah.
Still, we don't say now that he has tarumas because he was mephayes. He was mephayes him. It's a shtickle. It's a shtickle. Okay, I mean. What's happens? What's happens? Is he talking about Davka by Svina? Because Svina has a special situation.
Right.
That's
Meaning this thing of Shinui Das, he's saying so maybe the Nemuki Yosef holds that Shinui Das. It's you know what I'm saying. It's like if a contractor will show up at my house.
Yeah.
And they'll look at my house and they'll tell me your carburetor is broken. So what are you talking about? A carburetor is only by a car.
By car, right?
My house doesn't have a carburetor.
Right, exactly.
Das is something that's only by a ship because a journey on a ship has a certain, it's a certain hardship of whatever of traveling by ship.
It's a shtickle daiga. You're in the middle of nowhere,
With there you have this thing of Shini Das. When I'm here in town and we're talking about just work or whatever, we don't have this thing.
Yeah.
It's a non-existent issue. Inami, or another thing we could say by the Nemuki Yosef, how is he holding?
Inami. Okay, Inami ben Nemuki Yosef mighty b'shaloi hurgo imam adayin.
Right, we're talking about a worker that wasn't that in that case he got used to the trip already. They're already halfway in the trip. Here,
saying,
or you could say that so it's two ways you could look at it. One way you could look at it is that Shinui Das applies only to a ship. The other way you could look at it is no, Shinui Das could apply also to a worker. But here he didn't get used to working with this crew yet. It's right in the beginning.
According to the first Mehalach, right? That says that it's only
remember, we're talking about let's split what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
The original part until we got to Nemuki Yosef.
Yeah.
We're talking about that this is all Lifnei Shehischil.
Right.
Right? The Nemuki Yosef is saying, no, even if he started already. This is why he's trying to figure out what was the Nemuki Yosef. Wait, what do you mean?
You'll ask me why over there by the ship.
Right, so if he started already, why is it different than the ship? Because originally we said what's the difference? The difference is that by a ship, you're halfway through the derech, and here you didn't start yet, and that's why. That's why by a ship,
Right.
that's why a ship there's shinui das because you already started, and here there's no shinui das. You have to say tircha because you didn't start yet.
Right.
Then
So
the
first sentence is that the Svina is anders.
So that's that we don't have to worry. That's from in the beginning we don't have to worry about. In the beginning, we're assuming it's this. There's no difference in
one if you kishehizchil and one if kishelo yizchil.
That's it. Otherwise, taka they would be the same. Then the Muki Yosef now goes afilu shehischil. Wait a second. So afilu shehischil. This whole thing doesn't make sense now. Because we just said the whole nafkamina between a ship and a
between hischil and lo hischil.
One's not hischil. So how are we going to use the Muki Yosef? So one way you could explain him is that he holds like Rashi that intrinsically a ship is different. That by a ship there is shinu das, and by not a ship there's no shinu das. So you can look at it that way.
That's the first teretz, right?
Another way you can be metaretz.
That's the inami that you're doing now, right?
Inami b'nemuki yesef mai b'shaloi hurgol atzmei mohem. By the ship, he already got used to it. But when the Nemuki Yosef is talking about even a worker that started, why is he different from the ship? Because he mamish just started. He didn't get used to being on this crew yet. He's not used to being part of this construction crew. He just started yesterday, 2 days ago. Where, however, if let's say he was there 3 months and he's used to this work and he's used to these guys, then Take would be the same like a ship. That's another way of answering the Nemuki Yosef.
That's the inami, the first.
Yeah, that's inami. Yeah. The first way was that a ship is intrinsically different. Inami, a ship is not intrinsically different. Elamai, by the ship we were talking, he was already a chetzi haderech.
And the other one when he wasn't chetzi haderech.
Right here, he started working with this crew, but he just started. However, had it been that,
and it's okay. So when he's mamish head on, right? He's in the middle of the ship. So then
it would be the same.
If you can find somebody to work for you, so then there's but let's say you don't find anybody to work. He said if you find somebody to work and you mephias him, so then we don't have anything. We don't have any problem. What about if you don't have? Are you mechuyev? No, en tarumas, no.
You find someone to be.
We don't have a substitute for your worker.
If you don't have it, no, then then for sure there's because now he has mamish. What do you call it? He's damaged.
He has a loss. That's what I'm saying. Such a case, he has a loss.
At that point.
So in other words, even if there's no Kenyan,
the difficulty of this whole sugya.
Yeah.
Is that if you have any sort of financial loss, and I'm sorry, then you have a financial loss. That's not what we're talking about here. So it's very fine line.
But the question is like this: he didn't make a
line between einla afilu tarumis or yeshli alav rak tarumis.
A minute. Let me understand something. In a case where you don't make a Kenyan,
It has to be a case you didn't make a Kenyan.
So then
a Kenyan is a done deal.
So if he has a Kenyan, for sure he has to pay out. But if he doesn't have a Kenyan, and the guy loses a worker, or he's fadaiget, and this and that, he has to pay him something.
He's able to find
what's master from here? You know, I mean, you know, he said, "Yeah, she all this kind of stuff." But who made them a rush? And then he goes like this, because of Rosh Yatura, Mechabe Yesh, all of the rumors, Vishum, Shinu, Daitum, the Ish Acher. Sheno, Vashen Genocho, Shechoser Miyad, if he said. So the only thing is,
so here we're talking about.
I don't want to complicate things, but it's for me that the Shach is only telling you the Hagdoras of when the Yesh Tarumas or not.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Very simple.
But not that he should ever have to pay anything for any of these things.
Right, but so we're talking about that. We're talking about there's no financial damage, meaning the guy is able to find other work, or you're able to find another worker. It has to be. We have to say this because otherwise, that's a type of damage. Even though it's not a direct damage, it's a garmi.
Is it Germi or Groma? I don't know. We don't know. If it's a Groma, it's potter altogether. That's
So
really my question.
Here he calls it a garmi, not a groma.
He does. I mean, are you sure? Because I'm looking at this. It's all this vergribbelkeit over here in the shach. It's all as to whether to categorize it under tarumas or not. Look,
right.
There's no mention at all about payments. There's nothing.
Right. Because in this case there is no payment because there is no damage. Meaning the guy is able to find another job, or alternatively, you're able to find another worker. We're talking dafka about such a case. Right. So there is no financial damage to speak of here. So the only question that's going to remain is there's tarumis or not. That's the only question.
I tell you, I'm not denying what you're saying. I learned it different. I said that all this that we say that there's no that there's not even tarumas also not. That's also always when a person can't find a job and when do you say that you don't that when do we say sheish of tarumas only when he loses a job or he loses then you have tarumas.
No, then you have damages.
And so then when Shulchan says that Soiches Apoelim Veitu es Balabais or Balabais Itu Oisom Elum says Elatarumas.
He was able to find another job. Elomai. There's a tircha to find.
So he says Shiyochu Balabais Toim Elapoel Hasker Asmecho Vegam Apoel. Then you say Elatarumas, but if it's mamish, a short that
if there's mamish no tircha. Right, and then and it's going to be different than the case of a sfina. So right, or so and why? Originally, according to the shach, it's going to be different. Why? Because here he didn't start yet, and that's the difference. By a sfina, he started already. So here you can't say that it's because of shinui das like by a sfina, right? The tarumis. By the way, both cases tarumis.
Because exactly. Shinui das.
In both cases, he was able to find somebody for the rest of the trip.
Shinui das, right? And tircha are catalysts for tarumas.
Yeah.
Uvilvad, you're saying that there's no money lost because then we take it a step higher.
Oh, it's already beyond tarumis, right? You cross the line beyond tarumis.
Okay, good.
So let the shach here, he's only trying to understand one simple thing.
Yeah.
Why by a sfina you called it shinui das, and here you called it tircha? So the shach's answer is very simple, because by a sfina it was in middle. And again, we're talking about he was able to find another passenger, or in this case, he was able to find other work. But by Yasfina, it was already chetzi derech. So there's more of a mental pressure, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But there was shini das. Here, he didn't start yet, so you don't have that. So therefore, it's tircha. The Nemuki Yosef now says something that bothers the shach. He says, and even if he started working already, but he was able to find him another job right away, or just like there, where he was able to find him another passenger already, it's fine. So the shach says, then we're back to the original question. Then why use? So you're telling me there's no difference then, because in both cases they started already. So we're back to the original question. Why are you calling it shinui das there, and why are you calling it tircha here? So, and for one is maybe he holds according to Rasha that shinui das is a term. It's like starboard and port, right? It's a term that is specific to a ship. And I talk. It's the same thing here, but here we don't call it shinui das because it's not by a ship. So we're going to call it tircha. Right. The other answer is is no, there is taka another. There is even no. The Nemuki Yosef is saying even when he started, he's not talking about the same started like by the ship.
Right.
But by a ship, he had enough time. Here, when he says even if he started, he means only what if you mamish just started. But if hirgilas atzmei, taket would be shinui das also by here.
So let me ask you a question. Would you say that Shinu Das is a higher, according to Rashi, Al Koponim, Shinu Das, which it's a higher degree of tircha?
No, still not higher. It's a it's according to
Kind. It's a different kind.
According to Rashi, it's almost like it's a matter of terms. Meaning shinui das is a term that's used in shipping, you know.
Shipping.
And here we call it tircha. Meaning, according to Rashi, there's no difference. It's just a different term we're using for the same thing, and it's a term that's specific to shipping.
I thought because
but there's no difference in that case and this case.
It's more because you're more vulnerable. I thought it's like a high degree of tircha. I thought.
Maybe also you could say like this also that it's specific to there where you don't have it by other cases. That dafke by shipping is not just a term that's used, but maybe it's a situation that's specific to shipping.
Right.
Because you're traveling, you're in the middle of the way.
What I'm saying is, if you're in the middle of traveling,
you're stuck. You're in you're 500 miles away.
My question is like this: if he's already in the ship in the middle of traveling, in the middle, right, and the guy they make a stop and he quits, right, and they find somebody right away. So let's say the tircha there was for a second, and now somebody shows up. Okay, I'll take over. Do you think that there's an element of Shinu Das over here? Also not.
A little bit because you see that he says fisuhu. Where here you don't see he says that achar kach fisuhu. So you have to be mephayisim over there. So
I think so. You have to be mephayisim because even though there's no sibba to be worried anymore, to be flustered anymore.
Right, but
he was flustered from before.
Scared.
He was scared.
Right. No, now you found somebody, but my heart is still
Yeah, I think so. So that's why I thought that Shinu Das is a heavier type of worry, because it has a a longer lasting effect on a person. That's what I thought. That's
right. So, but why? Why? But why? And the reason so depends. So, according to the Shach in the beginning, it's very simple. Why? Because over there you're a chetzi derech, and here he didn't start. You're not going to have the same startling as you're in the middle of something as when you're in the beginning of something. But it has nothing to do with shipping or not shipping.
Right.
According to Rashi, no, it has to do that by shipping dafke there's more of a worry because we're in the middle of the derech.
Right.
I'm not sitting here on my home turf where I could just change attack right like this right on a dime.
Right. Okay, so wie zet er hier zo, deze beschaafsbergen omnen, dat een woord om het beest. Maar ik meest poilim liskoil ve omar zeus schoir. Meilu ein loy alem elotarum is hainu davke bal habayis ala poilim mishum shek bal habayis liskoil poilim lachem af shemoit liskoil.
He's saying, wait a second, but we saw over there in the Gemara that he mamish found him people right away, and he had tarumis. You should say ainli afilu tarumis. He found somebody for him right away, Lefiza. So why does he still say have tarumis? So hainu dafka balabayis, like you said before, that it's more embarrassing for a balabayis. So that Gemara must be talking about the balabayis and not the workers.
The balabayis has tarumas on the workers. But the workers don't have
having the balabais. They would have ein lahem afilu tarumis by the workers.
But you see the Mechaber doesn't say like that.
No, because he has to settle the Gemara over there with all this, right?
Yeah, but who says actually? He says this, the Ramban. No,
it's the Muki Yosef b'Shem Ramban. The Shach, meaning according to the Shach, you don't have this whole problem. The whole problem is in the lashon of the Nemuki Yosef is how you're going to settle everything.
Yeah, but my question is,
If you're
if you
going to
say,
explain Nemuki Yosef that way, now I
yeah,
have a problem with this other Gemara. How's he going to explain this other Gemara? So according so you have to answer that according to Nemuki Yosef. Now remember, this does not affect our mechaber here. This is trying to answer up the Nemuki Yosef, not the Tur. So according to that to the Nemuki Yosef, you'll have to say that other Gemara is talking about dafke the Payalim and not the Balabas.
so according to this, what we just said right now, circus upon Behitu is Balabai, it's Baba Tarumas is only applying to one of the cases, according to
This is the
the
Tur, not the Ramban. We don't have to worry about it.
Tur.
Yeah, our whole question is only the on the Ramban that the Nemuki Yosef brings.
Okay.
So he's trying to, in other words, by the Shach, it's clear how we're gonna explain the Tur. It's very cut and dry. It's very simple. The problem is this Ramban. How he's having he's having trouble with this Ramban.
Right.
How's this Ramban gonna explain all this? The way the Tur explains, very simple, cut and dry, no problem.
Okay. הרב המגיד, פרק טס, מסחירוס, בשן רמב"ן, והרשב"א, שהיו מויצים, דאם היו מויצים להסתכל, אין להם אלא בתרומס, שהוא אומר צו, והזכיר אז כל כך אמרו. זה מה שתרומס, מי העיקר לפועלים על הבעל הבייס. He says that still, the poilim still have.
Right, so he's saying, "V'lai kani Muki Yosef." Not
וכן משהו, מה שכוסף הראש.
the way around.
בטור, בירוחם, בטויס זמודך, והגוד, דהולכו אורך דמילסה קטוני. והוא הדין אם הולכו מציין אוידי סטאקר, אין להם אלא תרומס. Even if you find somebody else, it still has tarumus, right?
Right, like we see in the Mechaber here. Right, in the Mechaber here we see that in both cases.
Yeah, they did find in both cases there's substitutes. In both cases.
Yeah.
ולפי זה צורך לומר דאף אגב דמויצין להסתכל מכל מקום תוירך מי האיקוס פרן דוח תוירך.
Now we understand why this. So now we understand, Claude, why the Tur says why the Tur uses the lashon of Teirach.
ואין כוס התויסוס לשוינו מכל מקום יש עליו תרומס שעתו לא ימצאו אלו על ידי תוירך. Taka he'll find.
Fine, Taka, yeah.
But he'll find only through much effort.
Yeah, it takes your kishkas,
as they say. Ach kaimelon al ze, dem ken mein parach beshas gabesvina. Ide kom schachs da goira amai satarumas. What
by the ship where he found him a different
kom schachs da goira kulo agraboil shlome. Oh, you see? He should have to pay.
He doesn't find, right? So we see, even when he found another passenger, there's still tarumes.
Right. And because if he's talking about when he didn't find anybody, then he has to pay him the whole lot. You understand?
Right.
You have to pay him the shot. Here's Raya, what you said, remember? So long as
so he should have said there also it's because it's tircha.
Right. So we're saying like this. If we're talking about over here, the way he said like this. If he finds who to hire, right? Alagoira here means to hire a worker, right?
Alagoira means he's talking about over there by a passenger.
Yeah, the guy who quit.
By the ship we're talking.
By the ship, right? If the passenger quits, right? He doesn't want to continue, and we have somebody to replace him, right? Amai is the tarumas. Why did he have tarumas? Everything's is nice and dandy, right? So the Eloi,
And not just that.
and if it doesn't find anybody
to tell me there, the only thing you found to tell me there is because of Shini Das. So why don't you just say there also because of Tircha?
Right, but here, if Imamish loses, it says clearly, like you said before,
The financial repercussions. Sorry. Right.
But there is financial repercussions. He has to pay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I think this is something that we should.
So it seems now that he's saying, hang on a second. So it seems now that the Nemuki Yosef should be right. Would be right, because in a case where there's mamish no tircha by the ship, if there's mamish no tircha, you're the only reason you're finding to tell me is because of shini das. So it's clear that tircha does not apply if you find right away somebody with no problems. And then he's going to answer. He's going to now settle everybody.
I could have. So I could answer. Hold on a second. The Gemara fragt, right? Gabesvino, ida kumishkach leagura, right? Amai is a tarumas. I can answer you because of shinu das.
No, so that's what the answer.
And he doesn't answer that. The Gemara doesn't answer that.
No, the problem is so why didn't he answer mishum tircha?
Exactly.
In the Gemara, they didn't try to answer because clearly that's not a good reason by the Svina tircha.
So this Araya and Kegen.
Yeah, and Kegen here and Kegen the Tur. It sounds like more like the Nemuki Yosef.
Right.
And then he's going to answer, you know what? Taka, if there was no tircha at all, it could be the Tur and the Rosh and everybody would be made to the Nemuki Yosef and the Ramban that Taka, there's no tarumis in that case. Here we're talking that there was a little bit of tircha l'chalafachis. Where the case of the Sfina was talking about there is no tircha, and in that case, Taka, it'll be like the Nemuki Yosef that there's going to be no tarumis even.
So either come Mishkach Goira Amaisle Tarumas, right?
Yeah.
So the Gemara said the Gemara could have answered because of he could have Tarumas because of Shinu Hadas, and the Gemara doesn't answer that, right? So you see from here, from the Yalfusa that he's coming out with, I don't know if I can make myself clear on this. You can see from the fact that he's using this as a shtickle raya, right?
Right, he's using the raya he's using is the fact that the Gemara did not answer tircha.
Yeah, right. So I could say that the reason there's no tircha is because in a case the mishach goira, so then tircha goes off. And we didn't think like that way.
Yeah. So then in what case?
And if tircha goes off, that's why there's no tarumas.
If tircha goes off, then you say the same thing here. If tircha goes off, there's no tarumas. So then why? If
shinu das goes off. No, if tircha goes off, shinu das goes off, and that's why the Gemara doesn't say because of shinu das.
Well, but the Gemara answers in the end that Shinui das. So we see. The question is, why did the Gemara not answer tircha there? We see here, even if there's no Shinui das, there could still be tircha. So why did the Gemara not answer tircha? And so you can answer according to the Nemuki Yosef easy. Is that in that case there was mamish no tircha? There's a difference between some tircha and no tircha.
Right.
And then he'll say, but it doesn't make sense according to the Tur. So he'll answer, you know what? The truth is, we could say according to the Tur also, that maybe here, when he's talking about tarumes because of tircha, because there is some tircha, but if there was mamish no tircha, even the Tur would be made it to the Nemuki Yosef that taka there's no tarumis if there's mamish no tircha.
Okay, so I agree. I can see what you're saying, but where are you coming from to differentiate between partial tircha and no tircha whatsoever? I understand a little bit what you're saying.
As what's it called? Cook weit in the shach.
Okay. Haben wir nicht nur jede Komischrasse an Idee Teurach, bei die erste Bedeutung. Okay. So I think,
So here's the answer. We call Makim.
yeah.
We call Makim Nida
Come
Day.
on, neither the hot the moite the Tage below Teurach, moidem, a poiskim, and if Karim, the chain lahem a filu
And
tarumas because
if there was mamish no tircha, maybe they really all agree.
we're not going to be Mashi is tarumas in Kotzes Pam Schneer.
So meaning that Yosef is talking about when there was mamish no tircha. Here we're talking that there was taka a little bit of tircha, and that's why there's tarumis. And perhaps they would be maida that when there was mamish no tircha, it's all ain't all of afilu tarumis. And maybe we could be miyash for them that they're talking about different situations a little bit.
What's the notion over here? I remember we had it before. Leaning in Kotzes Pam Schneer. What does that mean?
It was it's a whole I don't know. It was a whole other sugya. It's in Shil Namid base.
No, okay, okay, fine. So my question is like this. So if he found it, easily, if he found the replacement easily,
Mamish bli tircha.
so then enu tarumas. Afilu tarumas zeichnet.
Then we could say that Hakel made him. That
Right.
Elamai, what the Nemuki Yosef is talking about is in such a case, and all these other Paiskim who hold that there is Mishum Tircha, they're talking about a different case. They're talking about it wasn't like so easy. That if it was so easy, Taka Taka maybe they would also be made that there's not Mishum Tircha, that there's no Tarumis at all.
Oh wow. Okay, fine.
Fine. Okay, weiter Nago.
Okay, sag dir einmal, wie ich schämlim, de im Moshach Balabais Kli Umnus, שאויס בהם מלוכה, אין הבעל הבית יוכל לחזור בי, ולא יפועל. What happened over here? I forgot the case.
The balabas he did meshicha on the tools. So some say this is considered a kinyan. It's meshicha. It's like metaltalin. So then he would not.
Who's Moshe? Who's Moshe? The balabas?
Plus, he does, yeah. So since over here the rule it's like metaltalin, if the balabas would mashach the kli umnus, so it's like now he can't go back. Why? Because it's not dvarim ba'alma anymore. You made it.
Balabas is Moshe kli umnus. I thought the kli umnus is the poil was the one who does it.
No, so the balabas did meshicha on it. He did a kinyan.
With a kli that belongs to who? To the worker.
Yeah.
And that's how he's committing himself to contract him, right?
Right. And so some
there's a lot
over here.
Ein balabas yochel lachzer boy.
Yeah.
Veloy hapoel im hu kablen, aval im hu schiryoim yochel lachzer boy. Okay, so then it depends. He says when he was Moishech, right? He was a schiryoim. He could be choizer, I guess, for one day, no?
A schir yaim, if you remember, a schir yaim is a different situation. Why?
So I know
because we were avodim to Hashem and not avodim to avodim.
Yeah.
A schir yaim could quit even if he started working already. A schir yaim could quit whenever. So since he could quit whenever, who cares if you made a kinyan? But by a kablon, you made a kinyan, he's got to finish the work.
Right. The im moshach ba'as klium no shows beim ein balabas yochel lachzer boy velo yapoel im hu kablen.
Right. So if he's a kablan,
אבל אם הוא schiryoim yochel lachzer boy. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Like we're going to explain later why a schir yaim is unique.
Right. מיהו יכול לעכב כלי ומנוסו ולזכור אחרים. In the case of Schiriyim, even though the guy can
Hey,
quit, but the Balabos can hold on to the kliumnas.
hey, listen, you can go find other work
I'm keeping your stuff.
and yeah, and I'm going to hire other people and to do it with your tools.
Okay.
Okay, Isma. Let me see what comes first.
Okay, 1 second. Both is VHM. One uses the VHM in the lotion of the Ramon, the other one doesn't. It's the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
אם משה בעל בית בקיומלוס אפילו החזירו לפועל אחר המשיחה. כמוכם מחשב המשיחה לקניין. דין יוכל להחזיר זה בזה.
Yeah.
אם לא פועל,
שחז"ל נוסנו לרשות לאחר.
אז אפילו באמצע המלוכה כדי לקיים משקוס כלי בני ישראל לעבודים ולא יעבודים לעבודים כשכוסף תושכנוך ושום מצווה. וסיים מכוס המורם דאפילו לפועל יוכל לעכב כלי ומנוסי. Yeah, even it's good. Roitz alone, but Jadain klium nosoi the poel biyod the balabos, but shenke lifnei ze the mighty sheacha mashiach exidoi la poel k'moshe. So it's a little bit of a difference. Once he gives it, it's different. If he returns it back to the.
So in other words, there's two elements. One element by Schir, right, is. Well, one element is the Mashiach. I did Mashiach on your Kalim. That's a Kinyan. Now, it doesn't make a difference if you have the Kalim or don't have the Kalim. No difference. Right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, what he's talking about, that you can hang on to his Kalim, that's only if you held on to them after the Kinyan. If you gave them back to him, then you can't now go and be typhus them.
But let's say you didn't give it back to him. You still have them.
Yeah.
Then you can even
by a schir yom, yeah, you can use them for the.
You can use them. But if he didn't, he can't be typhus. That's what you're saying.
But you can't go and be typhus to Kalim.
Okay, gotcha. מה שאין כן לפני זה דמאיר שאחר המשיח החזירוי. I understand. Okay, let me read again. Then let's do that more inside with knowing that. אם מושך בעל הבית, כלים נוסע שיוצא בהם המלוכה, אין בעל בית שיוכל להחזיר בוי, yeah?
Yeah.
ולא יפועל אם הוא קבלון, אבל אם הוא שכיר יום, יוכל להחזיר בוי כמו שהסביר, if he returned the kliumnus. But if he didn't give the kliumnus, he can keep it for himself. The Yochelake Kurumnas Eliskol Acherim is talking Amihu, Yochelake, if he didn't give it back. That's what he wants to say.
Meaning in the beginning he's talking
the Reisha is when he gave it back.
Reisha, or Lav Dafke, but it could be he gave it back. Meaning in the Reisha, we're talking about the Pale. Is the Kinyan complete? Right? So the Kinyan, whether he gave it back or he did not give it back, the Kinyan is complete once he does Mashiach on it, even if he gives it back to him. The Seifa that the Yochel Akif Kliyum Nasei V'Lisker Acherim, that's talking Dafka when he did not give it back, but he cannot go and be Tefis, his Kalim.
As far as the worker is concerned, the Schir Yom the din is the same. You know, he can't. The only question over here: can he use his tools or not? That's the only thing. If he returned it back or not, in terms of actually retaining,
Schir Yom can walk away himself.
Yeah, he can the day later. You know, so when he says Aseiches Apoyelim here.
Yeah.
It's talking Davka by Kablonas?
So but it's Davka by a Kablin that meaning the truth is that a Schir Yom, the Kinyan was a Kinyan also.
That's what I don't understand.
But it doesn't make a difference. There's no Nafka meaning because a Schir Yom can walk out after a Kinyan. He can walk out anytime.
So again, so when he says here, Asoiches Apoelim, he's talking about Davke Bekablonas, the whole rate, the whole pilpul.
No. He's talking about also Schir Yom.
He said Schir can walk out.
Yeah, the Schir Yom can walk away. The Balabas can't, though.
Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm talking about, of course.
Only the right.
I'm not saying that the Balabas can fire him.
By a Schir Yom, there was a Kinyan also, and the Balabas has to honor that Kinyan.
The Balabas always has to honor the Kinyan, whether he's a Kablan or a Schir Yom. We're not talking about that. I'm just talking about it's not the worker.
So the worker, the Kablan cannot walk away. The Schir Yom can walk away. The Balabas, once there's a Kinyan, he can never walk away.
My next question is going to be.
Kalim, even by his Schir Yom, if the Balabas is still in possession of the Kalim that they made a Kinyan on, he can hold on to them.
Now, if the Schir Yom walks out, is any element of Tarumas or not? That's my question.
No, that's later. We'll deal with that, but no.
No, because he's perfectly within his rights to do that, right? According to because of Avodim and because
anytime he wants. He has a carte blanche.
Okay, let's start learning Shach now. Yeah, v'yesh emrim im mosha chula v'chein ikr b'shas perek hazohav כמו שקוראים לספרי ויש שם הרבה פסקים תשאיר לנו אוכי אין שם. ואם מושך אפילו החזירם לפועל אחר המשיחה וחשש המשיחה לקניין.
Because of Asma, same like this message.
Right.
That if you give it back, the only nafkamin will be that the balabas cannot use it. He cannot use them for other workers. But the kinyan is a good kinyan.
A good kinyan to what? To do what?
That's it. Mechayiv the balabas.
I was going to say he's mechayiv the balabas, not mechayiv the
not the Siriyim, but
Siriyim, yeah.
So if let's say he does a kinyan and he gives it back to the Siriyim,
yeah,
you can't go and be typhus his thing, but you're still required to right. That's if he pulls out. But let's say he doesn't pull out, you are still mechayiv yourself to carry through with him. The balabas is mechayiv himself still. It's still like a kinyan.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Dalet. ולא לפועל, כוזו בהגו מהמריח, פרק האומנן. בדברי רבנו תם משמע, לגמרי לא יוכל לחזור בשום מומן. ואומר שעושה בוי מייסה. I guess this by being moishech, the kliumnus, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about here. ושמה אף על פי שהזכיר במלוכה, לא חושב קינין אלו במשיחה, אוי קינין סודר, כאן לשוינה, לא צלם, דאף על גב, די מזכיר במלוכה, יוכל לחזור בוי, ויהיה יודע לתחתינו, כי זה בש"ס, וכמון סעיף ד', ואוכל לא מהנה אפילו, אם יצא ליוס יודע לתחתינו. והוסם לא חושב קינין, אבל הוכו כיוון שמושך הכלי, אוי או היקנה בקניין סודר, ומהנה שומם בצורך לעשות המלוכה אם יצא הבעל הבייס. לכן משמע להדיא בדברי רבינו ברוך, בספר החוכמה, שהביא מרדכי פרק האומנן. גבי שבוס חבילוסו ליודי the Mashiach's Kliumnus ain't a Paul Yochel Lasberg, but not other Tachtain. Okay,
right,
I don't if you get the last part of it.
Ask, wait, so what's this different than what we talk later? You remember we spoke that by a Schir Yaim, he's always Yodi al Hilyena.
Yeah.
By a Kablon is Yodi al Tachtain, meaning if he's gonna quit halfway through, and right, let's say it was $400, right? And he did half the work, but now it's going to cost the balabas $250 to finish it. The Kablan is only going to get $150.
Oh,
right? Because of Yod al Tachtaina. We don't look at how much he did. We look at how much remains to be done.
Right.
Here he's saying it's even more so than that. It's not just Yodei ala Tachteina. You made a kinyan, you're chayiv for the entire thing.
The balabos.
The Kablan.
The Kablan, right.
Why? Because you said before, you're not chayiv on the whole thing, just Yodei ala Tachteina. So he's clarifying that's Belay Kinyan. That's just when he started the work. And since he started the work, Yodei ala Tachteina.
He started the work, or he made the kinyan on the kli?
No, he made a kinyan on the kli. That's what he's saying here. He made the kinyan on the kli. It's even more than that. He's chayiv for the entire thing, not just the Yodei ala Tachteina, but mamish. He's chayiv on the whole completion of the work.
And if he didn't kinyan the kli, well, what is he chayiv?
If he didn't give him the kli, then it's just Yodei ala Tachteina. He's going to be responsible for he's going to lose out on if
he's going to get prorated, let's say.
Right, but what does it mean Yodei ala Tachteina? He's not going to get prorated on the work he did already, like a seicher, like a schir yom. He's going to get prorated on the work that remains to be done. So if it's going to cost the balabos more, he's going to lose out.
Oh.
If it's going to cost the balabos less, he's not going to be marviach. The balabos is going to retain the revacha. That's meant Yodei ala Tachteina. So he's explaining that this is not the same as there. That's Yodei ala Tachteina because he didn't make a kinyan. So he gets money out of it, but Yodei ala Tachteina. Here he made a kinyan. He's chayiv for the whole thing. It's not the same as later on by Yodei ala Tachteina. So he's saying
it's kind of the whole thing might be to his advantage rather than being prorated. At least he'll get paid. The inconvenience would be that he doesn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of losing money, Yodei ala Tachteina might be,
Right, but here it's even more. You made a kinyan. You're chayiv on the whole thing.
Chayiv the whole thing means that we keep it the way it was. He's not going to lose money on the deal. He might lose on the overall. He has better things to do with his life than that.
Well, he has to finish it.
Yeah.
Meaning over there, you're giving him an option to walk away with a loss. Maybe it's worth it for him. Maybe he found a much better job.
Obviously, obviously that's what he means.
I'll take the loss. I'll take the loss here, and I'm going to make it up on the next job that I just got a much better job.
But in a case where he made a kinyan, he doesn't have that option.
Oh, you have to complete the work.
Wow, that's what Rabbeinu Tam means, I think.
Yeah, and that's what Rabbeinu Baruch also holds, and this. So that's why he's bringing because you could have a hava amina. This sounds similar to why is this different than hischil aveda? He's saying no, a kinyan is more than hischil aveda. Hischil aveda, he has the option to walk away biyodi ala tachteina. Here you don't have that option. You got to complete the work.
Right.
So walking away, you made a kinyan.
Right. Very nice. Good.
Fine. I guess we'll continue.
Very good. So Mr. Shem, tomorrow we start with B'mei Dvarim Amurim, I guess, right?
No, we still have Mihu Yuchel Akev Kli Nose.
Where?
We have Shachay. We still have to do from this part.
What we have?
Yeah, the next Shach is on the Ramah.
Oh, really? Mihu Yochel Akev. Okay, so then let me put a simon on that. And
then we're going to continue with the Shach, and then we'll do the rest of the Mechaber.
That's talking about Mihu Yochel Akev Klium, the Kliumnus, yeah.
Of the Skiryim.
Let me just put I just need to be mesamen it because otherwise sicher werde ich vergessen wegen dem. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, have a wonderful.
We all appreciate it, I guess. Here we go. Thank you very much.
And very much so. Thank you.
Great way to start the week, that's for sure.
We are getting some Klorkeit. This is, you need to speak things out because it's not a.
Right, these not only that, it's also these little shafts and smez and what's it called? It's not just a mental exercise. Like there's a nafkamina in these fine differences.
Sometimes we have to figure out, these small things, terms that he uses, Tirche and
also, when you're trying to understand the sugya, if a case is going to come before you on these inyanim, it's these little fine points that is forming. When did he do something wrong? When is he chayiv to him something? When is he not? This is the real. It's clarifying what's the whole train of thought that's going through this whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Bepashtus tomorrow morning, unless we hear otherwise.
Same thing, 10 to 11:30.
Yeah, B'ezras Hashem.
And then Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm subbing in the girls' school in the morning. But if people are available, like in the evening, it's maybe like 6 to 7:30, like we did, whatever. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Okay, we'll touch base tomorrow. You know about that. We have a clock guide. So you're talking about